Hello, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and thank you for being again here in Soul Talk. Well, today we have Camille Miller, and let me just tell you a little bit about who she is, but we're going to be asking her more information to her. Camille is a transformational leader and celebrated influencer. She's also an author. She's also founder of Natural Life Business Partnership, a soul-inspired business school that we would like to know more about you. Thank you so much, Camille, to be here in Soul Talk. I really appreciate you accepting my invitation to Soul Talk.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I love talking soul.
That's the best language. So,
Yes.
Camille, tell us a little bit about what do you mean about leaders celebrating influencer?
About myself,
Yes.
um, I like to celebrate all of those people in the world that are following their own path and being authentic and doing what they were put on this earth to do. And I tend to help them, not tend to, I do. I help those that are more logically brained but spiritually minded. So most of my people have worked in a corporate job or something else, and they said, this doesn't make my heart sing. They made the money, they made the title, and now they're like, okay, what am I going to do in my next chapter that's more aligned with who I am as a person or my soul's calling? And I help them design that. They hire me as a thought partner, a business designer. And for those that have already started that, I help them scale if they're not making money or they need tweaking in something. So that's what I do. And I also pioneered the Soul Professional Movement, which is a global calling to all the purpose-driven entrepreneurs out in the world to come together and just help each other rise and support all of the businesses that, just need to be out here in the world right now. I think the world is changing and it needs us to come forward.
And everything is being changing so fast
Yes,
for all of us and coaches, healers, readers, name it. And the market, in fact, the algorithms and everything have changed at the same time. What it used to
absolutely.
work about 5 years ago is not working now. So we have to change and adapt.
Absolutely.
And the changes sometimes it is hard to catch up because before there was so many coaches and teaching healers or coaches how to open our business or launch a new product or whatever it was, but everybody were doing it so much that now it's not working anymore, that we have to adapt to the new changes. And what is the best way that you can say, because many of our viewers are coaches or healers or psychics or things like that,
Yeah.
I know they're asking these questions like, okay, now how I do it, I'm not going to do a challenge anymore because that doesn't work anymore. So how we can catch up with the new demands or the new techniques or the new ways?
Yeah, I do think that there's a lot of noise out there right now. A lot of people shouting from the mountaintops, I do this, I do this, I do this. And many times people are using AI to do all of their postings and their blogs and everything without actually putting their personal touch on it. It's one thing to use AI. I use AI all the time, every day. But it's still me, my voice, my programs. It's not just blanket information, right? I think nowadays we have to be very authentic. We have to share our stories and we have to shine our light so bright that we're actually attracting people to us, right? We're not out there hunting for that next client to spend money, but we're shining so brightly that people are like, I really want to know that person, or I love that person's confidence or what they're saying in the world, and I want to be more like that, right? Because we're really attracting people exactly who we are in the world. It's our vibration that's attracting others. So we want to shine brightly. We want our vibration to stay high, so that's what we're attracting to us. It's not the old way of just being noisy and putting stuff out there and having the social media calendar and, checking all the boxes. It's more about showing up authentically in who you actually are, because when you show up, other people can see your light.
That is so true. Because the cookie cutter that many of the coaches before,
Yes,
it was cookie cutter. It was not, it was something that it was aligned with ourselves. And so
exactly.
that I love about your bio that is very different than other bios that I have received. You put in there is like my mission is so that. The majority of the people do not understand what it is, even a mission, or even not follow their mission. It's like they're following the business. And that goes
Yes,
the educational system that we are all in the society. And you see it even in teenagers. What are you going to study for in college? It's like, well, I'm going to see what it gives more money. No, what it actually is their mission or what do they really want to do. And that goes even
agreed.
problems. So I had a feeling, or my guys are telling me to ask you, how do you can find your mission for our viewers that they're seeing?
Yeah, so my mission that you read, my mission is to help other people bring their gifts to the world. So, and that it isn't, I want to make a lot of money doing it. It's my mission is to help other people bring their gifts to the world if they can pay me or not. Right? So that's more done on my purpose in the world. Right? I always say to people, if you won the lottery today, so money's no longer a factor, what would you get up and do tomorrow? And if you would do exactly the same as you're doing today in your business, then you are in your soul's alignment. But if you would say, I'd quit my job, I do this, I do that, then you're not in alignment, right? So we're looking to always be in alignment and make sure that you want to wake up every single day doing whatever it is you've chosen to do in the world. Now, as we grow as people, right? We grow, we get better. We surround ourselves with different people in different decades of our lives. That's part of our mission. So it's not like we're abandoning who we are, we're growing into who we're going to be. Right. So along the way, we do change. But if we look back to our childhood, you were probably doing whatever it is that is your passion in the world, your purpose. Right. For me, I had just had this strong belief of always helping others. I always wanted to coach and create, although I didn't know it was called that. That had always been a part of my life. My first degree ended up being in counseling psychology, but I kind of took a different path. And I was a not-for-profit executive for decades of my life because I was always in that space of helping others. Today, that is still my space. I still help others bring their gifts to the world, right? So they can come to all of my free classes. They can follow me on YouTube. They can become a part of my free networking in my community. Or if they're inclined, they can buy into the school that I have, my own masterminds and classes that I teach that are higher level. But for someone looking for their purpose, I would say take an assessment of what lights you up inside.
Yes.
Right? Take an assessment of whatever your skills are in life. You could be a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, an educator. There's so many things that you've done your whole life, and you are probably so good at them that you don't think of it as part of your assessment. You're like, well, people won't pay me for that. I'm already good at it. Right? Teachers are big ones for that. Um, but they will, right? So we take those things, those special gifts, your uniqueness, and then it's, well, who do I want to help in the world? Right? I love to teach. That is a big part of me, but I don't love to teach everybody, right? I have a big passion towards entrepreneurs, those micro entrepreneurs. I have a big passion for global businesses and connecting people all over the world. And once in a while, we'll try something, you'll go like, that doesn't feel so good. So then we stop doing it. We don't just keep doing it because we created it. And it's following what feels good in your body, in your mind, that you want to wake up and keep doing. And I think that's what's important.
That is so true what you just said. And
Mhm.
the problem that I see a lot of the times that, let's say, someone that has a corporate job and they see coaches and entrepreneurs that in a way we're doing what it is our passion, even
Yeah,
if we're not making enough money or we are, it doesn't matter because we're doing it because it's in our heart. It's what it motivates us. So they say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be doing what they're doing. I
yeah,
know many people that from one day to the other is like, what are you gonna do? I just quit my job. Oh, I'm gonna be called coach. And tomorrow I already promoting it. It's like they don't even or nothing, or they don't even have a clue how to do it, but they're doing it for copying. They're doing it for envy. They're doing it for competition. They still have the mindset of the corporate world.
yes.
When in this world, when the coaching and the helping others and so forth, it doesn't have to do anything to continue following the corporate world. That's where it is the stuckness in there, correct?
I agree. I agree. And I think that has a lot to do with the difference between our ego and our soul,
Mhm.
right? I came out of corporate, and even as a not-for-profit executive, that's still very corporate, right? I was expected to be something, which had goals, and success looked very different. Like it looked very differently than it does today to me, right? Power and title and money. Um, but I think for most people, you come to a place where that's not your chief motivator anymore, right? You really want to feel good and in alignment. Now, I think some of that comes with age too. Although today I'm seeing a lot younger people where I used to see it like midlife. Now I'm seeing a lot younger people having that same feeling of I just want to be in alignment. I just want to feel good. It's not about the stuff and the greed anymore. I grew up in the 80s, so I saw a very different world than we have today, which was very into greed and money. And life was very good, especially here in the United States, right? But today is very different. But I do believe that there's a paradigm shift happening everywhere, right? We're going more towards our purpose, and a lot of it came out of the pandemic. We realized, wait, I don't have to hustle. I don't have to do all of this. This isn't what makes me feel good. But they still have to make money. So that's the 3D and the 5D, right? That's the hard part because most people still have to make money to pay their bills, even though they want to sit here in alignment. So it's, how do I show up and how do I still pay my bills? Many people just live a smaller life, and that's okay. Very minimal, and that's okay if that's what you want to do. Um, but there shouldn't be this belief that just because you've taken this spiritual path or this other path that you can't make the money. You can make the money being exactly who you are in the world. In fact, you can make a lot of money when you are authentic, when you are truly showing up, because you have to hunt and make it's much harder when you're not authentic because people have to see through it all.
Yes. And
Yeah.
job that you have to do, like I remember when my kids were growing up and going to college, the first thing is like, okay, do I go for the money or I go for a career that my grandma wants or this and that? Because I never told them what
Yeah.
to study. And I told them, okay, just imagine that that's what you're gonna be doing the rest of your life.
Hmm.
So if you don't like it, what is the point of doing it? Or this is just a waste of life. And that's where everybody, the majority of people get stuck. Okay, what is making more money? Let me look around what others are doing. So like that, I can do it too. But that doesn't mean like it's like going to Los Angeles to move to Los Angeles and I'm gonna be an actor. And you realize that everybody in Los Angeles is an actor. So
Yeah.
it is pointless because yes, you might get a role once in your life because there are thousands of people, millions of people in Los Angeles that are doing the same thing. So it is very important, like you mentioned, to go into your own alignment, your own mission, your why you wake up in the mornings. what it is actually that make you feel happy and alive, even if you're not making money from it. But that it will make you have money if you're feeling it in your heart. It does make you feel happy.
Agreed. And I think the schools particularly try to um, discourage really good creative people into not going into creative arts or something because they're always like, well, they don't make money that way. Um, and I think if you're passionate about it, I know my oldest child wanted to go to film school and they tried to discourage, they're like, you'll never make money, you'll never do anything. And she was like, but Steven Spielberg did okay. She's like, that's what I'm going for, that position. And there's so many things, artists and actors and all of these creatives, you can make money doing all of it, but you really have to work hard and constantly put yourself out there. But when it's your passion, it doesn't feel like the grind it sounds like because you want to show up and do it all the time. Like all my kids are in the creative arts, so I've seen it. Going to audition after audition after audition, but they like it. Sometimes it is discouraging, but it's discouraging no matter what you're doing. You could be an accountant, a lawyer, or doesn't matter what you're doing in life, it could be discouraging at times, right? That's part of entrepreneurship. But I don't think you'll ever have the satisfaction until you actually go after your purpose.
Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And if you have been feeling stuck where you are right now, or if you have felt that you cannot connect with others in the same language or the same emotions that you're feeling, if you're a coach, a healer, energy worker in any of those branches, maybe this is for you. Because we have felt the disconnection for the rest of our family, friends, that we cannot connect to them. And we're so afraid to actually go deep dive when we're getting triggered by our own clients because we're seeing our mirror image with them. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and that's my spiritual name. And I take clients from feeling confused and feeling stuck to feeling free, to feeling that they feel empowered from themselves. I created a system, Path to the Heart, that goes in 3 levels. And the first level, it is healing the inner child, healing the parts of us that we've been so afraid or it's very painful to do it. I have done it myself, not only with me, and I have done it with many, many of my clients that I take them to this process. The second level, it is to go more into inner self, clearing the family lineage, to breaking the contracts and vows, learning deeper more about the laws of the universe. And the third level, it is learning how to channel, how to do waking up your and getting online your gifts, your unique gifts that the world so much needs right now. So, if you wanted to know more about this, I am eager to show you and to teach you all what I know that I use every day in my life. So, thank you for being here in this page. I really appreciate it. And this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. Yes. And so
Your passion.
it is a line for different things. I am a painter, my husband is there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, sometimes it is okay. Even if I exhibit all my artwork all around the world and I might sell, I might not sell. That's how it is this in the business. You find on the other kind of passions inside of that same creativity. It might not be doing a painting or exhibiting,
Right.
but it might be in creating programs or creating more books or creating more this or creating more or teaching or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Not necessarily has to look in one way. Like, oh yes, we're all gonna become Jackson Pollocks or we're gonna be the next whatever actor is the fashion now. but it might be going into a different route. in the same way. We
Exactly.
trying to copy a vision of someone else in our own to become something. Exactly like many of the coaches that they were teaching. You have to do it through challenges. If you don't do it through challenges, the entrepreneurship is not going to work. And now it's not working because everybody did it. So, and the people, the buyers, many of them, they just went for the freebies. So they are not interested to, the people that are interested to only get freebies, they're not interested to actually paying someone for their services or for their time.
Right. Agreed. I mean, sometimes that's how you get to know people. I have a whole free side, but I do understand that some people will stay on that free side for the rest of their life,
Yes.
and that's okay, right?
Yes.
Because it's part of my mission to make sure it's available to everybody. And then there's things for other people, and that's okay too, right? But you're right with following the norm. It's like the summits, then everyone had summits, then everyone had like we keep following all of the people. And that's why there's like so much noise out there because people can't find what they're always looking for. But I feel like if you stay authentic, if it doesn't feel good to you, then don't do it. You just be you. I mean, most businesses, I think, should run on referrals, right? You want to meet enough people and put your word out there so people know who you are and refer back into you. And they can say, hey, I met this really great person. I want you to meet them too and see where it takes you. Right. So we hope that it's referrals is most of our business.
That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be before
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I said I think the social media is very noisy out there. And we need to go back to actually creating relationships with people.
yes, that's true. Now there's even that much noise that they're even, I have never used them, but they offer it often the appoint settlers. It's like, but that's not you in there actually
Yeah,
talking to the people. You might not want to work with that person.
exactly. I would never use one.
Yeah, I have
I
never
would never use one. Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah,
Yes.
agreed.
And might not want to, we're not coaches or healers or psychics or whatever it is for everybody.
Hmm.
Do we agree better with some people, not with everybody? And that is okay. That is part of life.
Exactly. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? I'm not supposed to attract everybody.
Yes. Yes. And tell us a little bit about your three books that you have about behind the soul professional movement.
Yeah, so I'll talk first about these three books. It was a trilogy that I started writing in 2021. The last book came out Labor Day weekend of 2024. So it's a complete collection. The first book is called The Ultimate Guide to Creating a Soul-Aligned Business. The second one is The Ultimate Guide to Becoming a Successful Soul Professional. So the first one's about creating the business, just starting it, thinking it through, finding your purpose. The second one's about how are you starting to scale? How do you get a little bigger than just starting, like getting your money so it's consistent? And then the third one's called The Ultimate Guide to Leaving Your Legacy. And that's about what do you want to do in the world and how do you want people to remember you? It's about creating community and that type of thing. Um, all of them are different stages of business, but all really, really important as you're growing. I love the Leaving Your Legacy one, is kind of beautiful because it was after I built my business and had it for 10 years that I realized no matter what, I'm leaving a legacy in the world, right? I can do it with intention or I can just kind of see what happens. Right. So it's about leaving your legacy with intention, which I think is really important when we're creating our business, is what are we trying to do in the world? What is the change we're trying to make? So those are the three books. They were all co-authored. So I was the lead author. So, I wrote the beginning and the ends and some chapters in it, but we had other really amazing soul professionals come in and write all of the about 20 chapters in the middle of each of those books, just giving their own ideas and perspectives. And every single chapter in there gives you a tip or a skill or an exercise so you can apply it to your own business and life. So there are like 3 workbooks as well, which is really exciting. And I'm really proud of this collection of books. That has rolled into the soul professional movement, which is a global call for all of the soul professionals in the world that are finding their purpose and they want to be better global citizens. They want to collaborate instead of feeling the competition. It's the call to allow us all to rise and support and be a sacred space for each other and have global conversations on how we can do more, how we can help. Right now, we represent about 30 countries in the world. We have people signing a pledge to be a good soul professional in the world. It is free. We do free networking and free business directory, and it's a whole free side, but it is the world's only professional organization for soul-led professionals in service to others. So I'm really proud of that. And that's a big movement we have. And we have a global leadership team and people from all over the world just trying to shape and co-create what's possible for all of us.
That sounds very, very interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
Our listeners are going to be interested in that because, yes, I have heard it like there's going to be a syndicate of psychics or syndicates of this, syndicates of that, or community of this or community
Yes.
of that. But at the end, why we want to get together in that way in different groups is because we have a service, we have a mission, we want to and talk with other people that they're doing exactly the same way. So like that also we get our creative juices and what we can do, how we can improve, how we can become better. So this is also important what you're doing. And I
Yes.
really appreciate that because I have heard that many times. It's like, okay, to what groups you're gonna belong? It's like I'm not sure. Let me figure it out myself if I wanna belong to a group or something like that. So what would you tell to people like me that I'm thinking, okay, do I want to be part of a group or just do my own thing?
Yeah. Well, I feel like we all need other people in the world, right? Community is very important to all of us. And there are a lot of memberships and communities out there. I had one myself for 10 years and I closed it down and wanted to make this free. Um, and we are collaborating with other community leaders and communities around the world to make sure that those that are soul professionals are together, right? Because I do believe that we need each other. And for me personally, I get calls all day long with people looking for people. And this allows us to connect with each other. So I want someone with the same core values that I have, right? I want people showing up with integrity. I want them showing up, very soul-led. I want them showing up as a good global citizen and collaborator, right? I don't want to be sold to all the time. Well, this is a directory and a community of people that get who I am, right? We're logically brained, we're soul led, we're doing our purpose in the world, but it's really about building wealth and impact as well, because I do believe that once you build wealth, that's how you impact the world. So I do believe that it's all important, but we have to hang around people like we want to be, right? If you're hanging around in groups of people that are all um, in survival mode or starving for money, you will be that same person. But if you're hanging around real global leaders and people that are having very successful companies, you're more likely to become that, right? So you want to hang around people that are doing it in the world, that are living their purpose and in flow and making money. Those are the people that you want to hang out with. And I want people to have the same core values. We say a soul professional is someone that lives in a higher vibration, has an alternative approach to business, and is here to help repair the world. And that's what our community is all about. And it's free, and we network, and we try to keep a very high vibration of people so we all rise.
So that the information to sign up for the Soul Professional, it is it's going to be down below this video. It is basically www.soulprofessional.com/movement, correct? But it's
Yes.
going to be
Yeah,
down.
for the movement. Right. If you just went to soulprofessional.com, you would see it. Soul is SOUL professional.com. The movement page is right there.
Yes, it's going to be down below. So if anyone is interested to be,
Thank you.
it's going to be down below this interview. So if you're listening, just look for it, and or you're watching it in YouTube, just look for it because it is free, guys. And we want to be part of something. That's why, in a way, we're always searching for where we want to be part of it and what's
Yes.
best. So you can try in there to see if this is sounds for you, and probably it will. I say that. So tell us about what it took you. You mentioned that when you were little, you were looking how to help others, and you even study psychology for
Yep.
others. And you're still practicing psychology right now, or you just
So no, I went into counseling psychology, and I worked in the field for probably about 3 years, and I didn't actually like it. So um, that's when I started a career in not-for-profit work, and then I got a master's. I got my MBA and started working in business. And the last job I had before I started my own company 10 years ago, um, I was helping organic farmers create businesses in the world. So when that ended, I knew that I had a unique gift to help others create businesses and show them how to be small business owners, solo practitioners in the world. And then, of course, a big part of my passion is, helping the people that I would want to give business with. So it was all of the holistic practitioners, the alternative healers. But what happened was over the last decade, then I started helping the doctors, the lawyers, the CPAs, the educators, the people coming out of corporate that all said, wait, me too. Like I have this special gift or I have a purpose. And that's how it kind of snowballed into this bigger vision of helping everybody. Because I think we all have a bigger vision, or when we went into corporate, we thought it would be different for whatever reason. So now I just help create businesses for people. And I help them scale, I help them find their purpose, and create a business that's sustaining them through retirement that they love.
and we all have the issues. At least as an entrepreneur, I can tell you that we all have the issues that okay, I am doing this flat money. I wanna but buy a house or buy this or buy a new car or my daughter needs
Yeah.
a car, whatever it is. So we have to change our way of expressing or doing or selling or launching or whatever it is. And that's where we get stuck. And there is, like you mentioned, there's a lot of noise around there about
Yes.
many coaches for business and many, believe it, they have spent thousands of dollars on that, but they do
Yes.
the same thing over and over and over and over, all of them. So what is different in what you're teaching or what are you showing?
So it depends where they enter, but one, we're showing them to be authentic. And I think that's the most important thing, and not to copy other people, but to be you, because nobody can beat you at being you. So when you are so uniquely positioned, then you have no competition. Nobody does what you do in the world. Nobody. You might have the same titles. It's like all the people that come out of medical school or law school or even business school, right? We all came out, we all learned the same things. But when we're out in the world, we are actually different, right? When we're choosing a lawyer or a doctor or a coach, we're all very different. We all have our uniqueness. So it's really about showing up uniquely who you are in the world, and keeping it, building from that space, right? Because we all are unique, and that's what we want. So mostly we teach your uniqueness, how to find it. But then in our business school, I teach something called our Business Accelerator and Mentorship Program, where I'm taking an idea and over 14 weeks, we actually build out that entire idea with a mission statement, a vision statement. So everything that I would have taught in an MBA class for the whole time, I actually teach over 14 weeks. Every single week, we teach something different and we build out your business. So you're actually getting a full business education along with it. And many times it's the messaging, it's the branding, it's the things that we don't know because most people didn't go to business school, right? They're creating something from a passion, but they don't understand the business side. So I bring in that business side, but totally lean into your passion and what feels good and right for you. So I dovetail those two, and that's what is my unique gift in the world, and allowing, people just to be who they are and help them build that business.
So do those classes or program that you have start somewhere, or they can jump in whenever they are ready?
Yeah, so I teach different ways. So if you went to soulprofessional.com, I teach a free master class every single month. It is open to absolutely everybody. They are also recorded and put on YouTube. So you can get them self-paced whenever you need them. You can do them, you don't have to do them in a row. You can just do them. When people are ready to, really start to build and scale, they can come into the business school. And the business school, this is my accelerator class. I do it 2 or 3 times a year. It kind of depends. And I do those in very small cohorts. So only 5 to 7 people get in each time. It's really a business incubator where we create the idea and move all the way through. Even if you've had a small business for a year or two, that's okay. We are actually teaching you the business fundamentals. So that's obviously paid. It goes off about twice a year. And I also have an online academy that I have a course called Corporate to Calling. It's creating the life and business of your dreams in 15 minutes a day. That's a very easy way to learn about me, learn about my teachings. It's very inexpensive, and that's all self-paced. So I have from free to very expensive, self-paced to very intensive one-on-ones. So people can pretty much just come in whatever feels right for them.
Yes, and I do agree with you. It is important to go with to learn about the business because
Yes.
it's very different when you are doing it physical. Like we
Yeah.
used to do it physical, but after the pandemic, that's when we start doing it more online. And the people are more open to actually take classes online too. So
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it's completely shift how we buy, how we spend, or what we want to, in fact. It completely changed it since the pandemic.
Agreed.
Mm, It is important. When I teach any of my classes, I tell my students, okay, now you have to learn how to sell this part. That's a different ball. That not only learning the modalities and the techniques and so forth, how to do this and how to do that. Now you have to learn the business piece.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yes, I highly recommend it to any of our viewers that search for that. Hey, go and check it out and at soulprofessional.com.
Yeah. Thank you.
That will be a very good way to learn to start understanding what are you doing wrong because hey, we all learning every single day. That's the only way we can grow. If we learn that probably we can try different tricks or different things to get ourselves seen and heard at the same time. That's at the end, that's what every single human being wants.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Camille, it's been really my pleasure to have you in Soul Talk. Do you have something else that you would like to say before we close down?
Not in particular. I just appreciate your time, and hopefully if this resonates with any of your listeners that they can, go find out more at soulprofessional.com.
Thank you so much. And thank you for you. And if
Yeah.
this interview actually help you to any of our listeners, please share with someone else. It might help someone else that is just waiting for this message. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you.
for being Soul Talk. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.